Good morning. So, day 3, final day of the Alvechurch festival. So a little bit to catch up on. So day 1, I drew arrow, peg 10, had a bit of a nightmare. Lost a few fish, lost a lot of fish actually. Fishing really long. I don't know, I fished airy fairy elastic, they'd take me under. Fished heavier elastic, you'd pull them out. And then because you pulled so hard, whatchamacallit, Luke was pulling out. Some of them undoubtedly were foul looked, and the nature of the beast on that, but I feel a lot of them were in the mouth and stuff. And obviously, you know what it's like, you start losing a few fish, you know this is going to cost you, and you just get frustrated, you know. And I felt I kept my cool reasonably well after. I must have lost about, without exaggerating, over 20 fish. So yeah, not good, bad angling, as Derek would tell me. Day 2, drew peg 3 on canal. I wasn't too worried where I drew on the canal, to be honest. Having said that, the top end looked like it was a lot harder because a couple of very good anglers fished peg 12, 14, and they have struggled. So, you know, in hindsight, I think peg 3 was a decent area because I was second with 219 and Colin opposite me on peg 24, I want to say. He's had 224 pounds, so he's just beat me. So yeah, so definitely more fish hit our area, you know, you can't deny that. Well, I wouldn't deny it anyway. How have I caught? Well, it started short and caught nothing, went down the edge and caught nothing, and I'm thinking, oh gosh, what's going on? 20 minutes into the match and I ain't caught. Looking around the lake, no one was really bagging, but there was a few fish caught and I wasn't one that was catching. So then I've gone long, tapped in some pellets, fished pellets, about 1 carp, and I thought, you know what, this ain't right. And then I've literally, cut the bait band off, put 3 maggots on, and then started toss potting maggots, and that was pretty good. Started getting a few bites in and started catching a steady run of barbel. And then it went a little bit Pete Tong. It sort of faded away. Now I've gone up right up into the shallow water, and because it's so hot and flat, don't ask me what made me do it. I just then started another line, replumbed up. It was only about another 4 inches deeper, but I've gone right into like the reeds to my left, and that was really good. I've had a barbel, a chuck, and a very odd carp. Whatchamacallit, so in that probably 2 hours, I've had an honest, because we had 2 weighs, I think it's just over 60 pound a barbel. So I had 2 nets in, done what they said, 18 barbel. A couple of them were smaller, so I think one net I probably had a few more barbel than that. I had about maybe 35 barbel, which is giving me like 62 pound. Some of them are quite big, but they're like a little bit hollow, if that makes sense. They don't, you pick them up and you think, gosh, that's probably 4 pound in the end. Whereas the carp, you pick them up and go, oh, that's probably 2.5 pound, and it's not. It's more like freaking 4 pound, because they are absolutely solid on that canal lake. But to be fair, they all fight hard and they're all solid for that whole complex. So yeah. And then you can start seeing like Rich next to me. He's catching short on paste. Music to my ears. So we're probably like literally just over 2 hours left. So I've had to make the decision to come short, because otherwise you're just going to be a busy fool, you know, catching these barbs. We're going to run out of maggots anyway. So at this point I've probably only got about maybe half a pint left. So that's going to run out. Try and bulk it out with corn and hemp as well, because they are like Dyson's barbel. They really are. So anyway, I've come short, and fish would come into the peg, but they would knock the line, they'd spook off. I just couldn't figure out the feeding, and still haven't figured out the feeding. And I don't know, I felt you wanted to be short, like literally like 2 meters in the shallow water, that would have been great to catch him there. But I felt I had to fish a top kit +1, and I fished a short kit anyway to speed up the process of getting the fish out. But I don't know, I just didn't feel that was right. And catching down the edges, oh my gosh, that did make me go a little bit grey. You could get, if you fed a volume of bait, you get quite a few fish come in and you couldn't catch them. Try and starve them on the hooks and feed next to nothing, which I find difficult doing because I like to feed the fish where I eat. And yeah, that, I don't know, I had a few. I put a pace rig down the edge, and that was quite good. When you got a bite, gosh, like float goes under, elastic comes out, so that was decent. But I felt, you know, I was falling behind. So whatchamacallit, I then persevered short, so top kit, short kit, +1. So that's what I persevered with. And yeah, I felt it was best not to feed anything at times, but then you catch 2 or 3 and then you'd wait, it felt like ages for a bite. You know, you get like, say, 3 really quick and you think, right, they are on now, I'm going to do a wait, and then they just disappear. Then you think, all right, I'll go down the edge, and you've got a couple of swirls, floats moving around and just can't catch. So it was like really irritating. Then you look around, you could hear fish getting put in the keep net. You got Rich's red elastic all over the lake. Got Colin in his underpants bagging. So yeah. So it's very easy on that lake to lose your cool if you're not careful, because you can play fish too hard and lose your way a little bit. So yeah. Anyway, day 3, final day today. Gabbling on a little bit. Horseshoe, which I do like this lake, but I'm under no illusion that, you know, you're gonna need a little bit of luck. And I guess in peg 18 it'd be a good peg. Chris Cameron was on it yesterday, come second. Neil McKinnon was on it on the first day, so Tuesday, and I think about that, and he was second as well. So I think Cam's had 191, I think. The fished alright. I think there's a 215. Chris Lane, who's winning the festival at the moment, he was on peg 27, and then Cam's was second, and I'm not sure who was third. It was close. It was the 190. So it fished alright yesterday. They said it was quite tough. I think a lot of lakes fished quite tough, and then sort of like last hour and a half, fish are proper switched on. Now obviously fishing Horseshoe Lake are quite a good stamp, so it wouldn't take very long to do a wait there. Chris Lane's mate Colin, he's second as well, so they've both got perfect score, so they both got 2 points each. And then I'm third at the moment on 5 points, but I think there's 4 of us on 5 points, and the only reason I'm third is because of weight count back. There'll be a couple of the lads that are on 5 points to go to Arrow Pool. And I'm not sure what will win Arrow today, to be honest. £80 won it yesterday, I believe. I could be wrong, but yeah, so I think £80 won it yesterday, so I can't see, maybe £100 might win it today, maybe, because it's a little bit more overcast. Apparently we get a little bit of wind, so yeah, hopefully it will fish better as a whole. Yesterday I think it was just really hot and no wind and stuff, so it just made the fishing a little bit tougher. And today we'll definitely have a tiny bit more ripple. So be interested to see how Arrowfish is. I love that lake. It's a bit frustrating when you're trying to fish really long and trying to like get that fish out, but hey, it's very interesting. Didn't realise quite how many barbel was in there as well. I had like £33 of barbel. Well, I had a couple of hides, so we'll call it £30 of barbel. What else is there to say? That's about it, really. Felt I've gabbled on. Get criticised not talking enough, so hopefully this is enough talking. Anyway, wish me luck, and I'll see you in a bit. good evening. So that's the end of the Alvechurch festival. Fair play to Mark and the gang for running it. So especially Mark and Mikey did a lot of work there. So fair play. Drew peg 10, which is all peg 11, and that did not go according to plan at all. So I thought I'd start short, might catch a couple of idiot fish. That didn't happen. And I thought, no problem, I'll go long. And I thought, I'll toss pot it. And I might think, well, why on earth do you want to toss pot it at 16 metres? I thought, well, fish just should patrol up and down that far bank, and the last thing you want to do is end up pinging it and fish all levels of the water. Admittedly, it's not that deep over there, and you just end up foul hooking everything and end up having a mare. So toss spotted it to begin with, didn't catch, so I had to pick up a catapult, and then I pinged it. A couple of fish did mooch around, but it was going nowhere. And I am half an hour into the match and I ain't caught, which is a little bit worrying because 10 is a flyer. So I big potted it at 11 metres with corn and 4 mils, and fair play, they've come on it about, what, 10 minutes, they're churning it up, so they give themselves away. Because it's so shallow, not even joking, you've actually sometimes got tails coming out of the water, and that's honest. And so, cut a long story very short, basically I've caught on paste, which I didn't think I'd need to do that, and I pinged pellets just in case it got tough or things didn't go according to plan against the far bank, and I ain't even had them slurping or moving around on that far bank, so I'm not sure why that's happened. If anyone knows, let me know. They just haven't come to that far bank line at all. I've caught to my right, then I've caught to my right, then started another line, caught to my left, lost my way. I've hooked 8 fish, got 1 out, a couple have been in the mouth. Just, I don't know, they fight so hard, and I just feel obviously if they're hooked like maybe outside the mouth, because they tear off so fast, sometimes unfortunately you just lose a little bit of hook pull, and maybe, you know, when you get to top kit, gotta stop trying to play them so tough really. Sometimes we're all guilty of it, playing the fish a bit too hard, and unfortunately then therefore just suffer from hook pulls. Because sometimes they go absolutely mental and you think, oh, that's up with duffer, and it's like literally top lip. So they're definitely on roids, them fish. But I guess, you know, that lake's on that, especially that peg, is so shallow, you know, you can literally walk across it, wouldn't even go above my knees. It's probably maybe maximum like 18 inch, 2 foot. It's probably deeper at 3 meters than what it is in 13. Well, I know probably it is. Chris Lane's won it on arrow on peg 13. He's had a perfect score of 3 points. He didn't go to school. Well, he did go to school. So he's had a perfect score of 3 points. But I've been second overall with 6 points. We've been a little bit lucky on a weight count back, so I've only just done it. Mr. Ainsworth's come third. He's won today on the canal, and then Colin was a little bit unlucky really, he's come fourth today. So yeah, it was decent. What have I learned? Got to get better at hard pellet fishing. Definitely next year if he runs it, I'll definitely take worms and some casters. I think that'd be a good shout on arrow, and I think that might even be a good shout on canal even today, to be honest. Like do that like worm stodge which I've done before, because the fishing definitely did get harder each day. I think if I'd have been on arrow last day, I think I would have got caught out. 80 Mansfield's done really well. I think he said he had 20 pound of carp, and then he's had a big 60 pound of hide, which is really good from that lake. Fair play. I think Chris Cameron was fourth. I think arrow fished all right today. I think there was, don't quote me on this, I think there was 4 100 pound weights, which is really good considering that's the 4th day it's been fished, because it was fished on Monday in an open. I don't know if it got fished on Sunday,
for like a club match and stuff. So yeah, it's definitely handled the pressure a lot better than what a lot of us anticipated. I think Arrow's a lovely lake, but a lot of people suffered from losing fish there. Not like getting broke up and losing loads of hook lengths or anything like that. Basically just pulling out of fish, because they are on another level, and the joke is they're only about 2-3 pounds. So when they become 5-6 pounds, wow, they're going to fight even harder. So that could be interesting. Beautiful fish on Arrow, really are. And I never quite realised how many barbel was in there neither. There's a lot of barbel in there. There's tench. So if you ever want to go fishing, and I've been told to say this, and you want to mix days bag fishing, go pleasure fishing or something, honestly, go to Arrow if you live anywhere right around the Midlands. I've caught blue wharf in there, so there's a few blue wharf, there's eyed, perch, big roach, skimmers, tench, carp, so there's like mirror carp, common carp, and there's barbel, perch. So yeah, you couldn't really ask for a better mixed fishery, to be honest. Anyway, I will catch you soon. Take care. Thanks for watching. Bye.